where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum, echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear, the pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor, every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power, to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be. Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free. Trust and believe it's entertainment, news done away with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
Well, y'all, hello to you. Welcome in to another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Hello, Linnell Stiller. Hello, Joseph. Y'all, today is a very Bray mental day today. We have hit 1 million total views on our YouTube channel. I'm gonna do that 2 more times, ladies and gentlemen, just 2 more times. Okay? There it is. And one more time for the one more time. 1 million total views, baby. I have to tell y'all, this is such a accomplishment for me. Tonight we are going to relax, relate, and release tonight. So whatever you guys want to talk about within reason, I'm down to talk about. We're going to talk about my journey in media, also to my journey on YouTube. And we're just going to celebrate tonight. So with that being said, let's make it do what it do. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. And by the way, I do have a little beverage, just a little bit. This is Sweet Lolly Spiked, bold sweet red blend with hints of caramelized orange. Y'all are 17% alcohol. Okay. We're gonna crack this open live. Okay. Like I said, this celebration is for all of you, in addition to myself, because I know that everybody in life is trying to find their joy, their happiness, wherever means something to them. And I was thinking to myself today, right? I was thinking to myself today, through all that I've been through, Lord, it was you. It was you who was pulling me through. Because, I had to go through some stuff. I had to go through a broken down, spoiled lemonade factory. I had to go through a person that you would think would protect their best friend, even though they were a great moderator for the person that they care about, right? Had people walk away from me unnecessarily, and didn't give me the chance, the time, nor the day, night, or whatever the hell, to hear me out fully. And also too, isn't it funny how somebody said, "Well, he ain't got no subscribers, to barely sub. Don't he have 3,000 subscribers and 1 million total views, and I'm on YouTube." Here. Ooh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But no, y'all. So we're gonna have some fun tonight. Like I said, I found out the million views had been hit while I was at work, because it was at 999,778 total views, and I was like, "Did I hit the million already?" And then I hit it and saw it. Told some coworkers about it, and it was very humbling. When we first got started with this channel, there was a former show that I covered, and met a lot of great people through that platform. There were some people that I think everything was a reason and a season, right? And I went through what I went through unnecessarily. I will always stand on business with that, unnecessarily. But you know what? God always will bring you through anything and everything that you go through in life, right? So there is no cross too heavy to bear. Although God, sometimes I feel like you build those crosses very thick, okay? But even with all of that, when I went through what I went through and started reviewing Beyond the Gates, it gave this channel a brand new life. And I just kept stomping the yard every single day, doing more, after show reviews about other shows, because there is other shows out there. And, in the beginning of Braylon's virtual tour, I didn't know what it was going to be, because originally this was off of RHOA, Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15. And I was like, damn, what if I could take every woman and make them a destination at Dynamic City footage, nighttime footage, that is, and we do a virtual tour. And I knew I had something special when I uploaded that video, because I reflected upon myself. I'm like, wow, okay, you actually did this work. It actually paid off. When you think about YouTube and how many people on the platform, 2.4 billion monthly active users. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Listen, I got this right here, 17% alcohol. So we're going to have a good time tonight. But yeah, when I started this channel, I really didn't know what it was going to be. And that iconic intro that y'all see every time, I was trying to find something that would make sense, right? Because during 2020, nobody could, be on tour, to be a music artist. You couldn't do museum tours, you couldn't do house tours, you couldn't do anything. So I was like, okay, well, I thought about ridiculousness and Tosh.0. And I'm like, okay, I'm not funny, but I am soulful. So how can I create that version for myself and my culture? And I was like, okay, well, what if you thought of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Clubhouse, Kick, all these other platforms as different continents in this virtual world. And each, city and state, within those different platforms They have different destinations. I'm like, well, what if we could travel virtually to the highest destinations that people are talking about in the world of social media? And that's how it began. We started live streaming in what, 2023. Nikki News said, I had to see your first live, outstanding. And so, I always had different topics, right? And I think as the channel grew, my energy grew, because I was a youngster when I first got started on YouTube. I was just, hey, listen, okay, I'm guessing this working, that's working. It's trial and error with YouTube. In the early days, I went on panels, was the only guy, by the way, on the panels. Okay, so I didn't just pop up one day a week and then was just done. I actually stomped the yard during those days back in the day, and collaborate with some people. I enjoyed those collaborations for the time that they were. But the truest test of any content creator is, can they stand on their own? And I recognized in my journey that eventually I was going to have to really stomp the yard. And as I was on different panels, giving my opinions, this, that, and the third, I really didn't know where I was going to be. And I was like, okay, well, I'm me, a nerd, so check. I do have an opinion on things, check. And, I'm a hard worker, check. So 3 checks there and, fly me to the moon. And as I start stomping the yard, originally our show was about I think 4 destinations rather, or 5 destinations. And we just stumped the yard every day. And I will only do the 6 p.m. shows because I liked to rest, right? But as you are getting into YouTube, you can't really rest. Even if you try your best, right? So T-Talk with your girl, she said to me, hey, you need to do the morning editions, right? You need to, find a time slot. And so I was like, okay, should I do 8? I'm like, no, that's too early. 9, no, 10, no, 11. Yeah. So we started doing the 11 a.m. shows and then building up that audience in the morning. So that's why I always say there's a morning edition and an evening edition. And I will always say the 6 o'clock edition is your news upgraded with soul. That would be something that I would say often. And the 11 a.m. shows are more conversational. When we started doing deep dive lives, I really had to make sure that I was able to take the complicated information and make it relatable. Because in a video, you can do as long as you want to. You can do a 6-hour upload if you want to. I don't know why you would, because that's going to take a lot of time to upload. But I recognized my gift was live streaming because, for one, I can talk about anything within reason. And if I had an extra thought, I could say it within the moment. And I had many guests come up here. There was Kashori's Kitchen. There was Miss Fuller. Love Miss Fuller. There were plenty of people that came up here back in the day. I remember Alpha MC gave us the legendary tourist title, and I will always say these are legendary tourists in the words of legendary Alpha MC. And we just kind of went from there. And, I never really knew how powerful we were until somebody said, we're live on tour in the chat. And it kind of humbled me. And so now I got on to, bigger topics, talking about more media stories. I think one of the biggest stories that we covered was the NBC Universal story and how we're going to spin off the cable networks into a separate company. I was ahead of NBC News and the Today Show. And then, of course, we talked about Warner Brothers and then the Oscars coming to YouTube and all these mergers and acquisitions. Talking about the career economy a lot. And then, getting into celebrity news. And this is the thing, too, right, with celebrity news. Everything's in the eye of the beholder. I truly believe that most of the tours we have been on together, I've given, I think, 8 out of 10 takes pretty well. Of course, you're gonna always have people disagree with you. Okay, there was one, I believe, about Milagro Grams, And there was this woman that was just going in the comment section. And I had to let her know, like, listen, you actually survived because any other channel you would have been blocked. But one thing to know, two things for sure, I've always have given love, grace, and space to everybody. I remember there was a situation I went through, and I misinterpreted a comment, so I went the fuck off, right? And so I was like, you know what, Bray, do the right thing. So I literally did an upload saying sorry to that subscriber. Now, did I have to do that? No, I did not. But I was raised that you do the right thing all the time, right? Whether somebody is watching or not. So I've had my moments on YouTube, and most of the time, it really wasn't a moment. It was just me expressing myself as a black man, and other people being afraid of the fact that they did not know who they were and could not hold a candle to me and could not hold their own. Like, who is this 31-year-old coming in here like a hurricane, being able to talk about this, that, and the third and still be himself? Why did y'all think I said the Prosperity Thick girl that she had to wait till November 15th to create content, right? Because she only could create content off of one show and off of one person, okay? And I will say this, the higher you go, the stronger you have to be mentally. And I think when I started covering Black entrepreneurship stories on the channel, we always did it, but as the show kept getting bigger and bigger, the Black entrepreneurship stories just became a part of it because I'm an entrepreneur myself. My mom had a business, my dad had a business, and my other dad, he also has a business. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs and operators, because bosses are temporary, operators are permanent. And I remember something that my mom said. She said, Bray, it's not that you're not going to be on TV, just heading a completely different direction. And I didn't know what she was talking about. So I'm like, do you not see me on TV? That's where all the money is. That's where all the fame is. That's where all of the status is. And everybody told me to get a YouTube channel. I mean, everybody, Bray, you should be on YouTube, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, no. But I was seeing it from the vlog point of view. I didn't see myself as a commentary channel. And so as people start to come in and start to comment, and I remember Aries Girl podcast used to be here all the time. Many people came through here, and the thing that really has brought me the most joy is to see people united. I mean, you look back on any live tour that we have had and see the chat. There's usually ain't no trolls. Now we did have that one on the Clown Central's edition, and I was so heated at that time because I'm like, really? I should have known better. So I made my mistakes along the way, but I've also owned up to my mistakes more than others. But that's neither here nor there. And I've always tried to be a voice of reason, right? Usually it takes me a long minute before I go off and say what needs to be said, right? And I knew that this broken sector was going to get crazy. I knew it was. So I made some videos about Lizzo, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, other topics, just to show that I can do it. And then I just started pounding the pavement. And to bring up T-Talk with your girl again, she said, this sector really don't care about news. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, that may be a fact now, but I'm made that a lie, and we're at 1 million total views later, right? And what I recognized was, after all of the reality television gossip was done, where could people go to have a place to fall, right? And so then we got into theme park news, right? So I was on live Renee Creole's Resort Recon. Would love to go back on as a guest, because I do drop a lot of receipts on this channel about theme park stuff. Last night we just had a great live where I talked about Super Monkey Ball replacing Fast and Furious Supercharged. I talked about Yoshi's Island replacing Simpsons. And myself and Florentine right here, we had a live where we talked about could we do something with Universal Hotels, and we were like, could we actually do this thing? And so we went to the power of AI and made that live, and that started trending. And then Phil Mecker, um, another brother of theme parks, came in, and then we just started going from there. So you saw the Nickelodeon one, you saw the Kronos one, you saw many lives with BFP Imagineering, and we're still going to do those. And the reason why BFP Imagineering came about was because I just felt like the theme park sector just needed a new energy, and not so much that the theme park sector is bad, because there's many great content creators, but I saw a lot of them really talking about what was and not what could be. And so I think that was the magic sauce for me, because when I look at theme parks, I look at from the media point of view of how are people consuming it, right? How you promote it is how people view it. But so that's my media brain. So having that media brain has allowed me to be able to bring you big concepts. And oh, don't worry, we're gonna get to the deep dive lives, because I'm gonna tell y'all how that started out too. But doing the theme park news of that industry is so much fun for me. I will continue to do it because theme parks bring people joy. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, black, white. Where you eat fried chicken or grilled chicken. By the way, KFC, I need you to bring back that grilled chicken that Oprah gave away because it was top tier energy. But regardless of where you are in life, it is something powerful about seeing Mickey Mouse in front of you and to know that you have a friend. Something powerful about hitting a block and to know that power up can pop out of it and that you can be somebody. I remember something that Boogie2988 said at the Game Awards. He said that I haven't been able to be mobile in my life, but these games have allowed me to be able to be what I could not be. And I think that's the power of content, honestly. I mean, I truly think about y'all when I'm not live. You know, as I'm playing Homescapes and Candy Crush and many other mobile games, and you know, watching TV shows on my own downtime, watching movies. I do think about y'all sincerely. And like I said, one of the biggest people, Nikki News, I met her and we've been like this ever since. She's been here for every single tour. And I gotta tell you something, to be there for every single tour is a lie. I never, ever have my subscribers feel like if they're not here, they're not important. And y'all know I always say, whether it's 0 people here or 1 million people here, you always give a good show. Always give a good show. And then oh my god, there was another person too, and her name is blanking on me. Don't at me, okay? But she actually came up here and said, I completely understand you and you fine in my book. And to see KB Mommy and the many women that came over here to support me, to say that I do respect Black women, I'll never forget that moment. That was a very, very, very humbling moment. And I think a lot of times whenever I'm going off, I think people misunderstand that when I go off, I'm this, that, and the third. It's like, no, I'm passionate. I can be upset. I have the right to showcase other emotions. And that is something I'm very proud of, is that as a Black man, you guys have been able to see every single emotion on this show. I mean, you've seen me happy, sad, angry, disgust, anxious. You've seen all the emotions of me. And I think it's important that in your content that you are real and transparent. In our anthem, I always say, anybody can be a creator, but it takes somebody to be an artist. And I always try to create art on our channel. And, we've had some big moments on this channel. I'll never forget when I broke the Party in the Pasture story. for Stormy Steele, right? Because I was wondering where liked my post about the you can't record your partner. So we've had big moments here. Breaking out the Never Ever Mets was huge. I was the first person to do that. Breaking out Hard Hustle Houston, breaking out 2 shows from the Oprah Winfrey Network, and then also interviewing Sonny Minks, which was huge with 3 with the T with Sassy and Lil Paulette. That was a big deal there. Dr. Shania Horn from Sharnia's World, interviewing Ariel from Bravo's King's Court, being able to interview Aaron H. Diamond, Millie, and Josh. That was huge as well. Ro from Hard Hustle Houston, she watched every single review of Hard Hustle Houston. So, when I think back over everything that I've been through, I'm like, I'm good. And I'm going to be uppity for a minute. Shout out to Uppity Unicorn, by the way. I'm going to be uppity. I'm going to be a little bit bujoto. I'm going to be in the clouds for a minute. The accomplishments that we have done on this channel, there are others that can't do a 1/5 quarter or a half of what I do. And they will have a mental stroke trying to do it. Because this show that I do, it requires investing time, energy, and making a commitment to being about the business all the way. Either you're going to go all the way or not. And I have to tell you, whenever we have done, the deep dive lives, like I think one of the big ones was, pitching Disney Quest as Disney's answer to Dave and Buster's. Breaking it down of, okay, Disney Quest has a place, but how does it have a place in 2025 when I did it? And, bringing Vegas back and reviving Vegas with the hotels and bringing, for example, the Uno Social Club. Anytime I've ever done, anytime I have done a deep dive live, I've always wanted to make sure that I found the inch in reality to make it, an experience, because anytime that you pitch a concept, it has to make sense to the mind first, right? And so there was some lives where I'm just like, man, I'm really taking a swing here. But then there's other lives where it's just like, I'm just going to have fun, just have fun. And I will, and those deep dive lives, I think, are probably the hardest to do because of the research that I do, because of the thoroughness that I execute, and just because of the creativity of it. Sometimes I will sit with an idea for maybe a week or 2 weeks just to breathe through it mentally before I bring it to you all, because I know once I put it out there, it's out there, right? So I don't want a dud of an idea out there. When it came to the Brain Lee's virtual tour, thank you, good sir. And Florentin, you've been here for some of those deep dive lives when we pitch stuff. And let me tell you something, I go all in on those ideas. And when it came to, not just the pitches, but also to talking about big complex, destinations. Like, for example, the Diddy trial. If you were not here during the Diddy trial, I went live every single day at 6 o'clock. I mean, that's as close to broadcast television as I've ever felt. And I knew everybody was going to do their own thing, but I was like, no, I'm going to take, a picture, a sketch, a courtroom sketch, and make that thumbnail. So that way you knew what was happening in real time. And, covering P. Diddy, covering Jonathan Majors, covering, Megan Thee Stallion, covering Tyler Perry, covering Shannon Sharp, covering Diane McClurkin. Those stories, while they are massive in scale, they are very heavy emotionally. And so I appreciate being able to cover big stories like that because you guys get to see me in a whole different light. And when it came to reading court documents, first of all, because I have heard subscribers say, "Oh, I'm tired of people reading court documents." Well, you're not tired of watching court TV. You ain't tired of watching crime shows, rather like Law Live PD and On Patrol Live. You ain't tired of watching cops. Some of y'all watch Investigation Discovery and go to sleep to it. So for subscribers being upset about people reading court documents, shut up. Okay. Because Pam Esquire reads court documents. Many others read court documents like, yeah. But I think also, too, in covering those big cases and reading the court documents, I think my expertise grew, not so much in terms of law, because I'm not a lawyer, okay? I'm a commentator. But I will say, I think my education in recognizing that there are different factors and sectors of the world that I have not been a part of has made me more empathetic, has made me more sympathetic, but most of all, it's really grounded me to use this platform to be able to make big swings, to talk about stories that maybe nobody else talks about. One of the biggest ones I remember, and Chef Don helped out with this one, was Kelly Price. And y'all remember how Kelly Price said that there was a judge that, fornicated with boys and messed around with somebody's spouse. And she also talked about how black people were this, that, and the third. It's just like, oh, that's what we're doing? Okay, then, well, let's talk. And also, too, I think the fairness of our channel, anytime that I create a destination, anytime I make a destination, rather, on the main show, or I make a big deep dive live about idea, or we, have a bonus tour, I've always tried to make sure that every time I went live, I've had love, grace, and space for everything I talked about. Because, like I said, I can only go off of what I know, right? So when it comes to going off of what I know, I would be scared sometimes in terms of talking about some things, because it's just like, okay, well, I can only go off of, the energy of the culture, and what if I get it wrong? Now if I get it right, because if I'm right, I'm right. But what if I get it wrong? What if I go about it in a fashion that's not pleasing, this, that, and the third? And what I had to realize is, you are a teacher for what you can teach, and you are a student for everything else. You are a teacher for what you can do. You are a student for everything else. You are a teacher for what you can do, but you are a student for everything else. And once I recognized that mindset, it really was clear to me of how I could move about covering big destinations. When it comes to rather Braylon's virtual tour, house tour, and our jumper crawl. Jumper crawl is more newer, so we're going to do more of those throughout the year. Those actually came out of trying to expand the show. You know what I mean? Because yes, we found a groove and a rhythm, and when I play the track, it works great, sounds great, and people consume it great. But I also know too that people want to know that there's more. And so we're bringing this virtual tour, house tour. It just came up of, all right, y'all bored, y'all want to look at some houses. And that's how it legitimately came up. And so I would go with Zillow.com, type in a destination, and make it do what it do. And we would tour homes live. And let me tell you something, some homes, they are lovely. Some homes need to be demolished. I think of it as MTV Cribs with soul. You know what I mean? So, and we have had some very funny moments on that. With Braylon's virtual tour, Jumper Crawl, that was the first time where it was like, because I think it was Divine Virtue's Woman 0 and Erica 70. And I think it was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't remember the name, but I know she shows up, it's gonna pop right here. Um, but mostly Divine Virtuous Woman was like, can we go and do a virtual trip? And I was like, okay. I was thinking of the format. I was thinking like maybe I could get a Wikipedia, page about the destination, and then find some YouTube videos, this, that, and the third, and make a tour like that. And I was like, well, that's more of a deep dive live, but I wanted to be able to do something that was completely original. And then I thought about the movie Jumper. For those of you who don't know about Jumper, is where you could jump anywhere in the world. And then I thought about rather bar crawls, right? Or restaurant crawls. I'm like, what if we did a jumper crawl? Where we jump to different destinations around the world live with me as your guide. So that's how Braylon's jumper crawl came about. Man, I'm just really resting in the fact that we've made it to 1 million total views, y'all. Like it's truly astounding to have covered as much as we have covered on this channel. And to show y'all the analytics, I'll show y'all them right now. Give me a moment, because it's mind blowing how the audience shifts with YouTube, right? And so let me show y'all the media kit here. Usually everybody has one, and so you're able to see what your audience is interested in. So let me bring that up real quick. Yeah, I know, right? Jumper crawl, not to mention too, where else have you heard jumper crawl on YouTube, right? So this is my media kit. So let's look at this here. 62.8% female. Now, I remember an old woman who played video games but could not own her gaming system and putting out new games of live streams and content. Okay. Saying to me, stay away from women who don't ride with you, but 62.8% female. Now, 37.2% male. So you see that, and like I said, it's been 50-50 at times, but there's always been a female audience over here. And I think some people have seen me as a nephew. Some people see me as a cousin. Some people see me as a brother. Some people see me as an uncle. Some people see me as a virtual husband. Because I know this brain is attractive. I know it is. Some of y'all look at me as a confidant. Some of y'all look at me as a best friend. Some of y'all look at me as a colleague. There's many different roles, right? But I want to pay attention to this right here. 25 to 34, 17%. 35 to 44, 20.3%. 45 to 54, 21.2%. 55 to 64, 18.4%. It's 65 plus, 23.1%. I'm hitting every age demographic from 25 to 65. Do you not know how hard it is? Hey, Colton James Hodge, this brother right here came up on Ready to Love, and we'll get to Ready to Love here in a minute, because oh my God, I gotta tell you how that happened there. But give me a moment as I pull up our statistics here, our analytics. Let's see here. Okay, this is where I'm looking at here. Geographies. Okay. So let me pull this up here. Okay. So right here, I'll show y'all here. So you have Jamaica, 12 views. You You have Trinidad Tobago, 15 views. You have Canada, 55 views. You have United Kingdom, 90 views. You have South Africa, 180 views. And you have United States, 9,369 views, right? This was the last 28 days. Now, if I go to Lifetime, from the time this channel started to now, okay? So let's go through Lifetime. So U.S. Virgin Islands, 10 views. Lesotho, 10 views. Ghana, 11 views. Switzerland, 11 views. Ghana, 14 views. Dominica, 14 views. Bangladesh, 18 views. Japan, 21 views. Brazil, 22. Turkey, 24. St. Lucia, 24. United Arab Emirates. You know, the place where you can't, you know, grab behind or show affection, this, that, and third. 28 views. Singapore, 33 views. Libya, 37. Greece, 40. Portugal, 47. Spain, 57. Italy, 69. Belgium, 73. Kenya, 80. Barbados, 81. Finland, 103. South Korea, 125. Bahamas, 134. Nigeria, 134. Uzbekistan, 160. Poland, 231. Mexico, 246. France, 292. Norway, 303. Denmark, 351. Trinidad Tobago, 354. Malaysia, 386. Indonesia, 394. Jamaica, 665. Ireland, 1,361 views. New Zealand, 1,425 views. Sweden, 1,506 views. The Philippines, 2,380 views. The Netherlands, 3,739 views. India, 4,085 views. Germany, 6,902 views. Australia, 13,018 views. South Africa, 16,068 views. Canada, 26,686 views. United Kingdom, 28,860. And then United States, 727,623 views for a grand total of 1,002,095 views. You know, I often say that just because we're not seen by everybody doesn't mean we're not being seen by who needs to see us. Now we're going to go by the cities. Okay, give it a moment here as it loads up. Y'all know how technology can be. Yes, indeed. Hopefully your Tuesday night is going well. All right, here we go. Let's go from the bottom all the way to the top. Here we go. Tampa, Florida, 110 views. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 112 views. Much love, prayers, and blessings to Minneapolis, by the way. Kansas City, Missouri, 113 views. San Francisco, California, 114 views. Cincinnati, Ohio, 116 views. Seattle, Washington, 116 views. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 125 views. Huntsville, Alabama, 136 views. Columbia, South Carolina, 137 views. Montgomery, Alabama, 139 views. Stonecrest, Georgia, 143 views. San Diego, California, 144 views. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 151 views. San Antonio, Texas, 151 views there. St. Louis, Missouri, 155 views. Fort Worth, Texas, 178 views. Boston, Massachusetts, 189 views. Lawton, Oklahoma, 191 views. Virginia Beach, 221 views. San Francisco, California, 223 views. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, 243 views. Columbus, Ohio, 261 views. Austin, Texas, 261 views. Orlando, Florida, 262 views. Cleveland, Ohio, 278 views. Indianapolis, Indiana, 312 views. Phoenix, Arizona, 312 views. Washington, D.C., 327 views. Mobile, Alabama, 330 views. Las Vegas, Nevada, 357 views. Raleigh, North Carolina, 384 views. Miami, Florida, 413 views. New Orleans, Louisiana, 418 views. Nashville, Tennessee, 458 views. Jacksonville, Florida, 533 views. Pretoria, South Africa, 722 views. Memphis, Tennessee, 725 views. London, United Kingdom, 879 views. Cape Town, South Africa, 897 views. Birmingham, Alabama, 951 views. Baltimore, Maryland, 1,270 views. Detroit, Michigan, 1,412 views. Dallas, Texas, 1,507 views. Charlotte, North Carolina, 1,658 views. Los Angeles, California, IA, 2,057 views. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 2,259 views. Chicago, Illinois, 3,090 views. Atlanta, Georgia, 3,244 views. Houston, Texas, 4,512 views. New York City, New York, 11,434 views. That grand total right there, for this grand total right here, 1,002,095 total views. So when I look back over everything, I'm truly good. I'm truly good. I'm truly good. That is really good line. Now, when it comes to Ready to Love, because that show, I actually got brought in by Gigi9, who is an excellent content creator. And Ready to Love is on the Oprah Winfrey Network. It's a black dating competition. Colton James Hodge came in for those shows. And I didn't know Q, I didn't know Salon, but I knew Gigi. And so I'm like, I'll come in, but only, if the vibe is right. And it took us, a couple of seasons, but it seems like I was the missing piece. And we've been doing that show for many years now. And I have to tell you that Ready to Love has given me so much. I almost got to tell y'all, I got to talk to some of the cast members of Ready to Love as well. Another notch on the belt. And what I love about Ready to Love is that you guys get to see me in my mindset about relationships and calling stripes and solids for what I see in relationships. And we always go beyond the show. By the way, this Saturday will be part 2 of the Ready to Love reunion. Now, we need a part 3 on. It needs to be a 3-parter, okay? There was a lot that went down. Or at least part 3 needs to be the fans speaking. Because, my Lord Jesus, we got a lot to say to Vince. But I truly have loved doing that panel. And it's brought me so much joy. Q, I look at as a brother and as a best friend. I feel like me and him could go to the bar and just drink and have a good time and eat lemon pepper wings and be merry. Solana, she is the analytical of us as a people. And Gigi is the homegirl. Then me, I'm the jokester. I take the engine making a mile. I say the quiet part out loud. And that show has brought me so much joy. When it came to 3 with the T, that was started by Sassy TV from the AO3, Lil Paulette the gang. And, I didn't know, at first Sassy was like, I need E. Braylon for something. I'm like, okay, what is it? And so we started a skit about Martella and Rihanna in court, and my Lord Jesus, it's still on the channel. It was crazy then, it's crazy now, but I had such a good time because it was all improv, right? We had the parameters, right, but everything else was unscripted, and we started to come on, once a week to talk about pop culture, relevant issues, this, that, and the third. Like Lil Paulette, she was in the world of politics. Sassy is known for medical stuff. And me, I'm known for pop culture and everything else. So it was a unique blend with that. And when Through with the Tea broke away unnecessarily, I might add, because I would believe that the person that you have been working with would matter more than the opinion of somebody who's never worked with me at all and could never do a fifth core or half of what I do. I would think that that would be important, but to them it wasn't. And it disbanded. At first, for the first couple of months, I was really hurt by that because there were so many people that came over, and honestly, I really enjoyed everybody. I enjoyed doing Through with the Tea, and I wanted to do it one more time with the Braxtons, right? But Sassy got busy, and Lil Paulette got busy, and I'm like, you know what? People make time and arrangements for things that they care about. And so I was at rest with it. I will always love Three with the Tea. When it came to Tea Talk with Your Girl and the partnerships that we would do, from the Love and Marriage Huntsville reviews, we were supposed to do He Said, She Said, but never materialized. But all the times I was over on her channel, it was always a good time. I remember I think I was one of her first subscribers. I was a mod. I was over there making it do what it do. And she helped me through some tough times. She helped me through some very tough times. And she even said to me, don't you give up. Don't you quit. This, that, third. And this is the thing about me, right? Because I remember walking by a guy who made a whole post on her channel about how Braylon was loyal. Hashtag all factual, right? And to Sweet Essence and to all the ladies who still love me for me. I love you. I value. I appreciate you. I feel the love. And I send it right back to y'all. Y'all have been such strong rocks. Me and Sweet Essence have talked, on the phone as well. And Glam Rocks, of course. I gotta mention my girl, Glam Rocks. And the morning editions that she would do on her channel as well. And of course, the Gossip Girls and Uppity Unicorn, T for TV, and so many others, man. But to get back to Tea Talk with Your Girl, she was very instrumental in the beginning of my YouTube career. I will always have respect for her. I will always have love for her. I can never actually hate her because we have too much history together. Now, do I feel a way about some things? Absolutely. I do. I got the right to do that. But in the same token, that don't mean I gotta wish her hell and her family and this, that, and the third. When Anthony went through his car accident, I called every day. And I consider Anthony a great man. The property preservation business that she has, I hope it is prospering. I hope it's doing well, and I hope it's multiplying. Right now, it's kind of hard because it's snowing. But sincerely, much love to her and to, Queen Sheba. I would be on her panel from time to time as well. I haven't been over there in a long time because for every hour I'm on somebody else's, I gotta be on my own chair for 2 hours. Queen Sheba said that. And then of course, Chef Don, of course, as well. We connected through Kate Gate and, Melody MC and everything in between. You know what I mean? And of course, giving you the real tea. Now, we had a moment giving you the real tea where you were calling me, the other way. And I'm like, I like to be swallowed by peaches. Okay. All right. But giving you the real tea is good, people. Make It Make Sense actually dropped by our chat, which was so cool because I look up to him as well. Been on Kim Pyre's live as well. And Anonymous T as well. Of course, no. I can never do it as well as her. She is definitely a legend for sure. And many other people. Sue Queen B. She just made to 5 years on YouTube. I remember when she got first started. Black women are in the building. Diego, when we did Check It with the King, that was fucking hilarious. Oh my God, it was amazing. I wanted to continue that series. But of course, Diego needed to do what he needed to do, and everything in between. And, whenever it came to who I was, I started on a channel I think we all know that's a broken, dilapidated, decrepit lemonade factory that needed shut down, quite frankly. But hey, suppliers need suppliers need other, entities to be able to keep the business running, if you can follow that metaphor. Um, but with that being said, I've always been able to hold my own, because I have never had to have this to define me. It was like, I think you guys may remember when I was on Queen Sheba's thing and we were talking about content rare, who named herself unpopular. And I'm like, well, if God has positive connotations when you think of God, and the devil has negative connotations, don't you think we have positive negative connotations too? And I will never forget, Queen Sheba was like, wait a minute, what? And there was a woman that said, Braylon's right. Just like, open up the windows of heaven. And it's always interesting because somebody's interpretation of you may be different than somebody else's. Y'all know I will always say, don't worry about the temporary visitors to your art gallery. Worry about the permanent members who come to visit the full gallery, because there are some people that will always look at you through this one picture, this one piece of art. Meanwhile, you got a whole collection. And there was some times where I felt a way about some things, but you know what? I recognized the more you hold on to your past, the less time you have to use your resources in the present to get to your future. I'm gonna say it 2 more times. The more time you are worrying about the past, you negate your resources in your present to build your future. The more you worry about your past, and you keep comforting it, and this, that, and the third, you negate your resources in your present to make a future for yourself. Did the church say amen? Also too, I texted my mom, my dad, and my sister today, and I got emotional seeing there. We have a family chat, and it was quite emotional to see their messages back to me, because I always say my mom is the spiritual and the why, my dad is the logical and the how. But don't get twisted, my mom is very logical. Sometimes a little bit too logical for my taste, but moms are going to be moms always. And my sister, she is the observant one. And if I do say so myself, my sister is better than me. Yeah, she is. I will definitely say that without question. Of course, my other brothers and sisters and everybody in between, the background support team, the angels on the team in heaven. I know my big mama and my aunt, and many others, when they saw the notification, because there's heaven too in heaven. I know my big mom was like, move out the way. My grandson is about to celebrate 1 million total views. We are not watching anything else. Oh, man. I mean, just truly, I think about my uncle, who's no longer here with me, God rest his soul. And he was quiet, but he carried a big stick. And he always wanted me to, get a job and grow up a little bit, have some tenderization on my life. I need to be cooked for a little bit. To my uncle in heaven, I hope you're proud of me. I think about you every single day. Anytime I see a old school Chevrolet truck, I need to think of you. It's a very humbling moment when you're able to get to this high of a level. And for anybody who's wondering the formula to get to 1 million views, consistency plus tenacity equals your destiny. Consistency plus tenacity equals your destiny. Consistency, right here, consistency plus tenacity equals your destiny. It's always been my life formula. And Steve Harvey said it best. You may know more than me, and you may know more people than me, but you will never out hustle me in being me. And I will put it to you like this. There are some people that will work at Bravo, and I'll be working at NBC News and NBC. And that's no shade either, right? But if we look at the millionaires and the billionaires and the trillionaires, some people were born into wealth, and some people worked for it. I'll never forget Steve Harvey. He was at a conference, and it was the top people who were the wealthiest of the wealthy. They asked Steve Harvey to speak. And Steve Harvey was like, why do you want me to speak? Because we want to know what you did to get to where you are, because we were born in this, so we don't know how to fall to the bottom. And so as we were getting closer and closer and closer and closer to 1 million views, I recognized that this million was way bigger than my million. It was the million from my family and my friends back in Arkansas. It was the million for everybody in heaven that couldn't be here. I'll go on YouTube and see it. This million was for everybody who couldn't make it to whatever their million was. It is for everybody who is trying to get to their million behind the scenes of their dreams, and they feel like they are misunderstood, they are not heard, and they're not being received. I thought about all the activists. They're not asking for the world to change for them. They're just asking to be respected. And of course, y'all know it's Black History Month, right? So I said, we got a contribution to Black History Month. And I thought about the power of the microphone and how long the microphone's been around. And I always say the microphone can only amplify what you give to it. And I remember I was at Astute Queen Bee's channel. And, Astute Queen Bee said that Tanya said that I had her blocked. And I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, if I had you blocked, it was probably for a good reason back in the day. But I said, all is forgiven because we got a bigger assignment, or bigger assignments rather. And I said to Astute Queen Bee that when I look at the world today, I don't think about what I lost. I think about what I have. Whatever wasn't supposed to happen was supposed to happen. Whatever was supposed to happen was supposed to happen. And, we always end every show with the Daily Motivator. I'll tell you how we got started with that. So the morning editions, we would do a positive news story of an actual, factual positive news story. But then, the positive news story, shifted of, hey, let's be grateful that we are in a positive state, that we're not in this situation, right? So it became it became a reflection of something to think about for the day. But then with the Daily Motivator, there was a station in Little Rock, Arkansas called Hallelujah FM. And they would read the Daily Motivator from Ralph Morrison. And I never forgot it, right? In my faith journey, my mom would go to church all the time. My uncle was a part of the Calvary for my bishop. And there would be times where she would win. There would be times I would win. But it's mom, so she won all the time. But I went to church for her. I didn't go to church for me. And I had to shift that. So as a kid, it was hard to understand an entity that I can never experience. But these daily motivators replayed in my head all the time. And so I was like, as we are building the show, what can I do to end the evening edition? I was like, after we've covered the mess of the impossible and the rise of the possible, we need to end it with something good. And for those of you who, know the channel from the early days of Part of the Game by Velveteen, which is our theme song. Of course, we can't play it because copyright YouTube, which is why we have the anthem. But in the early days, there would be you going through the city and, crossing a bridge and then walking up these steps, and then you would get to me and the content, right? That's the form. I haven't uploaded one of those videos in a very long time. You know what? I may, do it just to kind of give more thoughts on the million, because it has been a minute since I did a video upload, right? So I'm more of a live streamer than a video uploader. And to everybody who uploads videos, I give you credit. I really, sincerely, I really do. And speaking of video uploads, I have to give How I See It TV her credit, because she said, Bray, you should do a recap video of all the destinations. And we did Braylon's virtual tour pit stop for a very long time. And so How I See It TV, thank you, my sister, for investing in me. And so with that being said, I've always been able to find a way to be me, regardless. There were times where I would have only one person chat to 300 people. Y'all remember that Kenya Moore live, don't you? Oh my God, that Kenya Moore live was something special, wasn't it? I think it was the most amount of people. Thank you, good sir. Thank you, Phil. It's good to see you, good sir. Thank you. That Kenya Moore live was crazy as all get out. It was like over 300 people here, and I kept up with it because it was a very pivotal story. And, I had to earn Team Twirl's respect, right? Because some people thought I was a Kenya Moore hater. And I'm just like, oh, Lord Jesus, here we go. Or the words of King Cal, here it goes. And so when it came to that experience, I'm like, no, this is a cultural experience that everybody's waiting on, right? And I read every single comment. There were over 300 people here. I think I did a good job for holding my own. And I think what ended up happening with that live, I think everybody saw that, oh, wait a minute, this dude can cover anything. And he can be himself. He doesn't kowtow to the left or the right, forward or backward. He's always center. And like I said, I'm not even the Bravo sector. Now, I cover Bravo shows rather sure, but, let me tell you something. You shady boots. By the way, y'all, Kenya Moore had to sell some stuff, right? Because she got to pay the bill for her salon, right? Her hair spa, rather. Content studio. Shout out to Michelle A.T. And during that time, I really thought Michelle A.T. was going to go live. I'm like, why is she not live? But then I had to recognize sometimes can you? I love y'all. Yes, every single comment I read, it took me a minute to catch up. I mean, even Nikki News, was like, whoa, this is the energy I haven't seen before. Now, you think about content creators that they have 300 on a regular basis, right? And I've always been about the fact that honor people for the investment they give you. And I'm very proud to say that with every tour that we have done, I have never allowed bullying. I have never allowed strife. I've never allowed a draining energy to be in my chat. Not one time. I remember when it came to Melody Cherie and what happened this and third, I think it was Harriet Andrews that said Melody did this. I'm like, no. We are not going to do that. That was just like some content creators that they blasted Jay-Z without doing their research. And if they get a lawsuit from Rock Nation, that's on them, right? Freedom of speech is free, but it does cost. And also, too, when it comes to relating to your audience, I always pretend that every show is the first show. Every time. Every time. I always think, man, this is the first time I'm going live because I got to build up that energy. And when it came to the first early shows, I would play 5 commercials just to get everybody ready. And then Divine Versus One was like, can we get down to, it was Greta Lee. Greta Lee said, can we get down to like 3? I'm like, okay, bet. And so the show has evolved as my audience has evolved. And it's such a blessing to be able to find a format that works and that you can jump in and jump out when you want to. And the biggest thing I would say to anybody that's trying to pivot is you cannot be selective in what you want to talk about. So if you talk about, the president and reality TV or whatever topics you want to jump into that you know that you don't do a 5th quarter or a half of what anybody else does, you're going to come across inauthentic. Because it's like, wait a minute, why do you care about this all of a sudden? This is what you're supposed to do. And it's difficult to pivot when you don't pivot yourself as a person. I'm going to say that 2 more times. It's difficult to pivot your content when you don't pivot as a person. It's difficult to pivot your content when you don't pivot as a person. It's important to have an escape, but more than anything, it's important to recognize that hello, hell to the low. Can you pinch yourself? Can you be awake? Can you recognize there's more going on in the world? And I think about Casanat, right? And what that brother has done in the world of streaming. And I said, me and Casanat probably ain't got nothing in common, bro. Like the lives I do and the lives he does are 2 completely different lives, right? He got money to do big stunts. He got connections to do just about anything. But when Casanat did what he did with that Vivette video and pivoted, I was so damn proud of him. Because it's very difficult to go away from what you know into a space where you never built it before. And I will say this. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Clubhouse, Kick, Twitch, what have you. Platforms change. But the one thing that is standard across the board is authenticity. People can tell when you're being authentic and when you're not. And when you're not, it's shit. The buck. And so, like I said, I was born August 10th, 1994, right? I've been around 31 years. I would have never thought in 31 years that I would be my own success. And this started because I was on Nickelodeon. I showed y'all the clip. Shout out to my good friend Bishop, who found the clip of me. And from that time on, from being on iHeartRadio's platform at 26 years old to saying goodbye to Mary Mary on We TV. To being on Channel 1 News, to being on ABC News.com, to being on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, talking to 7.5 million people. I've always been the space of media. And media has never judged me. It's never shunned me. It's never tried to drag me. I always say without radio, I don't think I would be who I am today. Radio saved me in more ways than one. Y'all already know. Told y'all about my deletion story. And a brother named Shakal pulled me about the street. I'll never forget that all region when I went to him personally and thanked him. And so this million is for Shakal too. I'll never forget when I told y'all that I had autism. I'm going to teach y'all with your girl's channel. With Miss Banshee Gnosis screaming, hooping, and hollering every damn day. But now her child got autism. Funny how life comes back around, huh? I'm praying for her success more than you being a failure. But you already were born a failure because your mama didn't even want you. She wanted a boy. But anyway, when I told y'all about my autism, my mom said that, Bray, people could use that against you. I'm like, Mom, if people want to use that against me, that says a lot more about them than it does me. I'm good. I am good. It is 2026. If you're going to make fun of anybody with autism or disability, you might as well make fun of yourself because everybody's got a disability in some shape, form, or fashion. Some people have obsessive compulsive delusion syndrome to the point where they will move in a thirsty toxicity energy and delete themselves off of YouTube. I do recall that thirsty toxicity said that she would work with Tyler Perry before Shay Renee got to 8,000 subscribers, and Shay Renee got to 8,000 subscribers. I got to 1 million views, and when Jay Talks is whooping yo, see you next Tuesday ass in court. All the people that support you, they ain't saying shit. My Lord. And by the way, shout out to Shay Renee too. Shay Renee is good people. Me and her got our channels deleted unnecessarily, I might add. I got to know Shay Renee for a brief time. And that sister is so gifted, so talented. I believe she can be the next Tybo. And I'm not talking about Tybo of the intensity, but Tybo of Billy Blanks and having that personality to relate to you where you are in terms of your physical fitness. That sister's going to be somebody. My woman, Uppity Lee, also known as Uppity Unicorn. She is a gem. She is beautiful in every fashion. And child, when you have to make fun of somebody for how they look because God didn't love you enough, that really says a lot. It really does. I mean, Uppity is a fighter. She is a rule breaker. And she is a entity that is beyond anything that this world deserves. I'll never forget when she was on Empress Radio's platform and she said, "You want to come after Braylon?" And she said that with some wife energy. I'm like, ooh, that's my virtual wifey going on right there. But anyway, love you, Uppity. Caramel Rail, my girl Caramel Rail. She has stood 10 toes down on business the whole time. Funny as all get out. Always showing love to people. I also got to give the Silver her credit too. She has supported me. I would love to collaborate with her sometime, but she's moved on, and I think that's only fair. But she believed in me too. And you know what? I want to thank A person that her mama named her Gray because she didn't bring no sunshine through her mama's portal. Maritha Gray, thank you so much for calling me Happy Feet Child. Because every time you called me that, called me an Oscar-winning movie. So thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you so much. Also, too, hashtag lions outlive butterflies, motherfucker. And you know, elephants are very smart animals. Elephants actually are one of the most beloved animals. And butterflies only live for a year and die in a year. Elephants live a long time. I'd rather be an elephant than a butterfly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, it's funny how life comes back around, isn't it? Everybody who said, oh, Braylon's this, that, and the third, everybody who says you this, that, and the third, but yet they will be silent about the truth. I remember a signature line. By the way, thank you, Nikki News. This woman right here, she is a best friend. She is a colleague. She is an auntie. And I cannot wait to bless everybody who has ever blessed me. And she's one of them. She's one of them. I'm trying not to get emotional right now. And you know, it's all good, beautiful. It's all good. And you know, when it comes to, you know, living life is a spectrum, right? There's the beginning, there's the end, there's the dash. Right now, I'm in the dash. And where I'm at in the dash right now, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable, but I'm not satisfied. And I know that this is a platform that can evolve the culture. We have talked about so much on this channel that you ain't gonna find nowhere else in this broken damn sector. Tell me I'm lying. Insert any other content creator of them versus me. You cannot do it. No one covers more news than your man, your friend, and the family member. That's a motherfucking fucking fact. Whether you want to bitch or mitch about it. Okay? All right? We Gucci over here. This is very interesting when you bring Braylon Lee up. Because there's only two sides. Either I'm with you fully or I'm against you fully. There ain't no middle ground. The only way there's middle ground is if I can see the inch of forgiveness, of understanding, of you're trying to get it right. Okay? Okay. I also remember I remember when I would do the 8-hour lives with Melody Cherie. And let me tell you something, that was a fun time. It was a stressful time, too. It was a fun time. I told y'all before, Melody would be in LA. I would be in Ohio. So the control room was here. The talent was there. And to be up for 8 hours, live, uncut, uncensored, uninterrupted, watching the chat. Thank you, my friend, for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. I don't think people really understood the magnitude of that. And Melody asked me. Now, I want you to think about everybody else who's connected to Melody Cherie, but somehow she called me to be a part of the Calvary. She called me to be a part of the Calvary. Not her, not her, not him, but yours truly. I find that quite interesting, don't you? Maybe it was because I did from the goodness of where I was. In the words of many old bishops and pastors and preachers, ministers and missionaries, I wasn't trying to get something from Melody. I was trying to give something to Melody. You notice I'm not really known by one person. No wrong with being known by one person either, if you know how to navigate correctly. But when you're more known for being connected to one person rather than yourself, hashtag congratulations, you played yourself. Because y'all know me for Braylon. And guess what? There's no love lost with Melody. I wish her well. I'm not in her lives like I used to be. Because I honestly felt, right, with that. And Nikki News has been so patient because we were supposed to do a bag giveaway, right? And I never really got back to her on that. And I was debating it because I'm just like, I don't want this great woman right here to get these bags. And then, nobody wants them because of my connection, or if I had a connection to Melody or not. So that's the real reason why. It was never Nikki News. Like I said, she's the auntie. I'm going to make sure she's good and her family's good when I make it. She'll be an advisor having a $5 million a year salary at my company. Please understand that. $5 million a year just to be an advisor. Hey, Nikki News, what you think of this business decision? Okay. And she gets paid $5 million a year just for that. That's how I want to take care of people. See, everything that I went through, I got a lot of hate in my heart. But it doesn't make sense to have hate in my heart because of all the packages in heaven waiting on me. Doesn't make any sense to do it. Doesn't make any sense to do it. Doesn't make any sense to do it. And do you notice everybody who moved away from me, unnecessarily, I might add? I never dragged them. I never doxed them. I never wished them fucking hell. Because I understand everybody's got free will. I understand everybody has the right to think what they want to think at that time. I also understand that we are all individuals here for an appointed amount of time. And if you really want to look through all the bullshit, everybody who moved away from me don't have a problem with me. They just thought it was just too cloudy. And you know what? I'm at rest with that. Because I would rather have a too cloudy of a situation than to be a bitch or a Mitch and cause hell onto people. And the gag is, if any one of them came back, none but love. None but love, grace, and space. I don't just talk about that, I be about it. You know, I said a line on Chit Chat with QT. My way, Chit Chat with QT is a great one. She's gonna be a legend. She already is. There's only one person who can say, "Pass up, Braylon Lake." I said an iconic line of some cocktails don't need to be consumed and some conversations don't need to be had. And yes, that was to Mildred with cocktails and conversations. But sometimes a cocktail is needed. And sometimes conversations do need to be had. But you don't have to have them with everybody. That was the main point of that conversation. And you know what's funny? With everything I've been through, I've never not once slandered anybody's name. Not once. Never had to make up anything to have this channel. Not once. And on top of all that, regardless if I was ever on a panel or here, I've always owned accountability, responsibility, and integrity for who I am, for whose I am, and how I move. Always. Now, do I have grievances about things? Sure. I don't think anybody in life who is a loving, kind, and gracious person don't have grievances. Everybody's got a line, limit, and buttons. Push the button. Shout out to Sharnita. And I remember when I went on Melody's Live, right? And I talked about the 7th Avenue HBCU scholarship because she went to Alabama A&M University. And I said it would be amazing if she could take the colors of all these HBCUs, because it's never been done before in the world of beauty. It's never been, well, fashion has been done. We talked about HBCU leggings. And like I said, did I mention how many black entrepreneurs that we've talked about on the show? How many black-owned businesses we talked about on this show? How many black events we talked about on this show? But it's never been done in fashion. Not fashion, but it's never been done in makeup and beauty. And I was like, you could take your body scrubs, 20% of the profit goes to HBCUs, and you could expand huge. I remember pushing for the 7th Avenue Beauty Cruise and the 7th Avenue Beauty Con. All those ideas I gave away for free because I believed and do still believe that Melody can be good. I do. But also, too, Melody's a grown-ass woman that has every right to make her decisions. And as y'all know, we cover the creator economy. And when you see creators on TikTok leaving TikTok because they're not getting paid, when you are seeing, right, that the deals in TikTok shop are leaving, I said all those ideas to Melody, not because I didn't want her to leave TikTok, but because I wanted her to expand her territory. And now TikTok's in a state where people are deleting their accounts more than keeping them. And it's becoming the HSNQVC app. You know what happens to apps that you just have on your phone when you haven't, messed with it in a while? You start deleting them. Out of all the industries that are the most terrified, it's media. Somebody has to give a fuck enough about you to turn on their remote to watch you on TV. Somebody's got to give a fuck enough about you to turn on their radio dial in the car or online. Somebody's got to give enough of a fuck about you to download an app. Somebody's got to give enough of a fuck about you to go to your restaurant, your bar. Somebody's got to give a fuck enough about you to get your clothes. Your existence depends on people giving a fuck about your existence. That is terrifying. For those of you who need a visual and auditory explanation of this, watch Disney Pixar's Coco. The more you remember that person, the more they are in the land of the dead. The moment, or the moments rather, that they start not giving a fuck about you, start being erased. Otherwise,
time is slipping away from me. Yeah. Time.
It's slipping away from me. Sorry, mama. But yeah. And I always say never get so high in the clouds that you forget that you have to use the ground to get there. While we may not be the biggest channel on YouTube, this channel in 3 years, 1 month of January, and 3 days in February made it to 1 million views. Do you not know how many people on YouTube have been on YouTube for 10 years, a decade? I've never gotten to 1 million views. This is huge. I ain't no celebrity. I'm an everyday person, working hard just like you. Day in, day out, trying to do the best I can. And you know, I think about Jonah and the whale, right? And I think about how God said, be still. And my mama, she always said, being still is a gift. And we don't recognize that enough in our community of being still. Everything that I could have said, I did not. Because I recognized that higher was waiting, lower was available. But either way, I had to be responsible for what I do, what I did, and what I made a choice of. Like I said, I'm not going to get it right all the time. Also, too, that don't mean I'm not open-minded to getting it right. And Nikki News, you can let me know. Because you watch YouTube. Out of everybody that you know of YouTube, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I do on my journey up to 1 million views? So you can be completely honest. You could put a 1, you could put a 10. Not one time have I ever told anybody to agree with me just to be over here. I say that because sometimes we forget the totality of a person. We will judge them by one moment. Remember how I said some of y'all are listening to curses and you're missing out on blessings. Some of y'all are listening to curses and you're missing out on blessings. Some of y'all are listening to curses and you're missing out on blessings. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I know she didn't say 10 because she's trying to keep me humble. Now, this got 17% alcohol. But whether I'm on 17% or on 0, Mr. Blue Toski, 0.0, I'm always myself. Every time. I remember when I was on Glam Rocks Live and Miss Tootie Latrice. Yes, 17% alcohol. Yeah, you can pause it right now. I told y'all we were gonna party, but Miss Tootie Latrice got big mad. She was on some show. So I have a problem with people who call themselves delayed, this, that, and third. No one calls themselves delayed just because they want to be delayed. Now, it's really having the Black Destiny, Black Proxy, and Black Imagination to say who called themselves delayed when you moved in delayed behavior. I'm at 1 million views. Let me not pull up your channel, which you could not do a fifth core or half of to get to here. But that's neither here nor there. But she got upset that I said original recipe. And that Glam Rocks cooked up that original recipe. She made it to those subscribers. She made it to those milestones. She got big mad because I wanted to support my friend. When child original recipe has been used in anything and everything, that wasn't even about you. That was about her. But because your brain cells could form a brain and develop after the age of 26, you got big mad with your vulva and your vagina. But yet you were over here for when I went live with Hulk Hogan. But you said stay away from the women who don't fuck with me. Shall I go back to the numbers of this channel? Let me go back. Let me go back to Brancanet. Just to show you that females do fuck with me. And they fuck with me very heavy. That is 62.8% female. That's what my YouTube analytics say. 37.2% male. Let's look at the age groups here. In every age group. I'm known all around the world. And by the way, Nikki News, is it doing the most when you've been silent in your piece and you've been on your square? You let me know. You let me know. You let me know. Because I really haven't said anything. I really haven't. I really haven't said anything at all. If you can get big mad over a fact, that says a lot more about you than me. These are the facts. I didn't create these facts. YouTube tracks it. From 25 to 65, I'm in every age group. I got males and females. I showed y'all my analytics where I'm known all around the world, like I said before. I'm going to say that one more time. I got males and females. I'm in every age demographic from 25 to 65, and I'm known all around the world. What does that tell you? People are here because they want to be here. Now, I often say, if what I'm saying ain't true, don't respond to me. But if you do respond, it must be true to some damn degree. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Here's the gag. I really don't hate anybody. I really don't. Do I have a dislike? Yes, the fuck I do. Do I have a disdain? Yes, the fuck I do. Do I have a... Do I have a destroying energy for some of you? Yes, the fuck I do. But one thing to know, and two things for sure, I've never spoiled a whole show. Not one time. I've never utilized somebody's pain against them and then ran away like a Mitch and not taking any responsibility. But most of all, I've never said I never said that I was going to do a rebrand and then never executed. Mm-hmm. 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 Now, y'all can let me know who has done those three things. I'll gladly wait. You know the thing that really motivates me every day? 4 young black girls that were in the bottom of a basement and that church got bombed because people didn't like their existence. That's what drives me every day. You know what else drives me? 2 men named Jack Daniel and Uncle Nathan's nearest grave. Let's watch that real quick. Give me a moment. Because there's a video that I want y'all to see. Now, I know they're going through it right now, and I hope that that whiskey is still black owned. But there is a video that I want y'all to see. And I think that this video really describes a great deal about who we are and what we're about. And I think about Uncle Nathan Nearest Green a lot. For those of you who don't know, Uncle Nathan Nearest Green was the first African American distiller on record. And when I think of this world and how bad in a state we're in, by the way, which was completely avoidable, I think of these 2 men. Because what ended up happening was Uncle Nathan Nearest Green was a black man who was a slave that taught a white man how to make whiskey. So when you're drinking Jack Daniels, a black man helped make that. To this day, there's still somebody from the Nathan Nearest Green family still working at the distillery. So, as we get ready to wrap up, because we have a whole nother live for you all tonight, talking about the state of daytime talk shows. And boy, do I have a lot to say. And boy, do you have a lot to hear. And girl, do you have a lot to hear. Let's get to this. So I want y'all to watch this. And I think that this video will sum up everything that we are. So let's get to it. Oh, yeah.
a special home on a special piece of American land. Surprised it's still here. This isn't a set. We're in Tennessee, in the hills above Lynchburg. I want to tell you a story, true story. Over 160 years ago, the sight of steam and smoke curling into the sky just around that bend meant one thing to the people of Lincoln County. It meant the man they called Nearest Green was hard at work, making the finest whiskey ever to come out of these hills. He took the same elements available to anyone else: earth, fire, water. He added generational skill, success, surely some failure. He put in everything he had. Most of all, he put in his heart. He created a spirit, an essence. What Nearest Green did here, with this limestone, that clear creek water, those sugar maple trees, he gave birth to Tennessee whiskey. The technique Nearest perfected of filtering his whiskey through charcoal made from sugar maple trees is still revered 2 centuries later as the Lincoln County process. His unique approach was most likely passed down to him from West Africa, where people historically filtered their water through charcoal to purify it. This single innovation in Nearest's hands would become the defining distinction between Tennessee whiskey and Kentucky bourbon. Friends and family called him Uncle Nearest, the first African-American master distiller on record, the founding father of Tennessee whiskey. His story went missing, untold for quite some time. Why? It's complicated. But what's important is that the truth has finally found the light.
Amen.
As it always does. Nearest's given name was Nathan Green. He was thought to have been born in Maryland sometime around 1820. We don't know a lot about his early life, but we do know that in the mid-1800s, he began to work on a farm here in Tennessee. This farm. Nearest Green was a slave here, and later a free man. And this farm belonged to a man named Dan Call, a preacher. Well, Reverend Call wasn't only a preacher. He had a little side hustle. Yeah, a whiskey distillery. And Nearest Green was the one doing the distilling. The whiskey he made was unique in its smoothness. People said it was the best around. But this isn't just a story about a master craftsman and an innovator. It's a story of a friendship. Around the mid-1850s, a young boy came to work on Dan Call's farm. White boy. Wasn't a privileged kid. Youngest of 10 siblings.
Welcome back.
Motherless by 4 months old.
Love you. You know that.
Small for his age, but he wanted to work. And he helped the preacher out with whatever he could. But the constant smell of wood smoke and the mules and wagons shuffling back and forth up that hollow caught his attention. He wanted to know what the deal was with all that. Finally, the preacher gave in. He took him to meet Nearest. This is Uncle Nearest, he told him. The best whiskey maker I know of. And he asked Nearest to teach his new young apprentice everything he knew about distilling. Nearest took the boy under his wing, taught him well. They became good friends. As the boy got older, he started selling this special whiskey all around these parts and other towns, even to soldiers.
That's
fighting
Jack
the Civil
Daniels,
War.
by the way.
He was a natural-born salesman and entrepreneur. The 13th Amendment was ratified on December 6, 1865. And soon after, Nathan Nearest Green was a free man. That boy, young man now, he purchased Dan Call's distillery and named it after himself. And of course, he asked his mentor and friend Nearest to be his first official master distiller. they kept making and selling great whiskey. And during this time, for a good many years to follow, Uncle Nearest's involvement was widely known. His family became one of the most prominent in the area, well respected for their talents and success. And as his business grew, the young man built a new, bigger distillery on another plot of Lynchburg land. Uncle Nearest decided to retire from the game, but his sons, Eli, George, and Lewis, he continued to work for the distillery, as did his grandsons, Charlie and I. And that chore boy, who came to be a brilliant businessman, never let his friendship with and respect for Nearest Green and his family go unnoticed. Even after he became one of the most famous whiskey makers in all the world. His legal name was Jasper. Folks around here in Lynchburg still call him Uncle Jack. You know him as Jack Daniel.
Yep.
And now, you know Nearest Green. This home, this bottle, this foundation honor that man, his legacy, and his future. Because he lives on. Uncle Nearest didn't just make great whiskey. He made history. And now you know that too. And to all those men and women whose stories remain untold, may their truth find the light.
I ain't got Uncle Nearest, Jeffrey, right? I do have some lolly. Here, good sir. So I'm gonna pause it here. Beginning in 2016, a group of dedicated individuals began working to unearth the truth behind these stories. A team of 20 journalists, historians, archivists, and archaeologists, conservators, and genealogists came together and logged more than 2,500 hours of collective research. They discovered approximately 10,000 original artifacts and documents from 6 different states. The result is this beautiful piece of history, fully substantiated, and the tale of Nearest Green has been whispered about in Lynchburg for ages. The truth finally found the light. Dedicated to the Nearest Jack Daniel, Nathan Nearest Braylon. There. Don't you worry, we're going to still do the daily motivator because that's what we've done for over 1,000 quarters. Shout out to the Lamar brothers that did a great job on this. Miss Margaret Talley, and Miss Dill, Leona Dill Demerux, descendant of Nathan Nearest Green. Lifelong friends, thick as thieves. Now you think about The Family That Prays, that Tyler Perry film, and those two women can get along, black and white, and Nathan Nearest Green and Jack Daniel can get along. I think we're gonna be A-OK. And shout out to this platform here, Tampa Bay Black Heritage Festival Incorporated, for that video. So, from kids from 1 to 92, though it's been said many times in many ways, thank you for coming through for me in believing in the good, the bad, and the what, the black, and the middle, because you didn't have to. All the time, the energy, and the commitment you gave, it does not go unnoticed by me. You know, I use the lyrics of Wicked, who can say if I've been changed for the better. But I do believe that I have been changed for the better, but because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And I think of a song. I will read that song to you now. Okay. Why is it not doing it? Damn it. Okay. Y'all give me a moment. I'm going to read this to y'all, okay? Kurt Franklin, my world needs you now. Show me your face. Fill up the space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I cannot escape being afraid. Fill me up. Fill me with you right now, rather. My world needs you right now. Show me your face. Fill up the space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I can't escape being afraid. Fill me with you right now. My world needs you right now. Power fall down. Bring with it a sound that points us to you right now. Erase substitutes right now. Fix what I see, and God, please fix me. My world needs you right now. Let us see you right now. Power down, bring with it a sound that points us to you right now. Erase substitutes right now. Fix what I see, and God, please fix me. And God, please fix me. My world needs you right now. Let us see you right now. Every heart in the world, God needs you to rescue. Storms have come and torn our hearts in two. We need you. Show me your face. Fill up the space. The world needs, my world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. Storms may come, but when we call your name, all things change. Kingdoms fall. One thing forever reigns is your name. The anchor that holds me in my pain stays the same. Oh, how sweet. Oh, how sweet to know that your great name will never change. That's why I'm not ashamed to say, Jesus, oh, Jesus, nobody like you, Jesus, in the power in the name of Jesus. Yes, I need you right now. Jesus, that's where the power is. Yes, Jesus, you have all the authority. Jesus, only you are the great I am. You're the King of kings. You're the Lord of lords. That's why storms may come, but when we call your name, all things change. Kingdoms fall. One thing forever reigns is your name. Oh, how sweet to know that your name will never change. It stays the same. Show me your face. Come fill this space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I know not everybody believes in God. I know everybody believes in what they believe. But I do know this. Everybody believes in the power of belief. Everybody believes in the power of love. And everybody believes in the power of the possible. So my some odd reason my laptop is not making it do what it do. So give me one moment. I'm gonna reset my computer and I'm gonna be right back. So give me a moment. Hey, everybody. I will show you. These lyrics, I can only do as much as Kirk Franklin gave, but the song came out in 2015. If you ever need a reset mentally, listen to this song right here. And as we have done on this very show, let me pull up the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, that is. And as I go to our live, try not to get emotional here. I'll show you our lives right here. As we have done 1,473 times, it's time to do the Daily Motivator one more time. Let's do it, shall we? It doesn't work to take a leap of a 20-foot chasm in two 10-foot jumps. You have to give your all in order for it to make sense. The American proverb there. It's time for a Daily Motivator for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Live with richness. Burst forth with life. Make today a unique experience that is beautiful, genuine, connected, and deeply enjoyable. That is not a selfish way to live. It's a truly generous, responsible, considerate way to be. You are here to prosper, to create fulfillment, and to pull everyone along with you as you do. You're capable of envisioning and delivering fresh new richness to your world every day. Focus on the possibilities for goodness and enrichment. Do what's necessary within the realities of your situation to bring those beautiful possibilities into existence. You deserve a life that is well lived and filled with meaning. and so do those with whom you share this time and this place. Work with joy and the highest expectations to allow such a life to unfold. Run eagerly into the sunshine. Shout out to all my old school heads out there. Even when you know there are clouds on the horizon, the more fully you live in the richness, the more there will be to go around. Ralph Morrison. Ralph, I couldn't say it any better myself, good sir. You know, living in Kent, Ohio, right? Guess I went to Kent State University. There was a blizzard one time. And I remember walking from Olson Hall to Rosie's in the Tri-Towers. And I learned a very valuable lesson. This is the first thing I'll tell you. Sometimes you have to go through the cold to appreciate the warmth. Sometimes you got to go through the cold to appreciate the warmth. Sometimes you got to go through the cold to appreciate the warmth. What does that mean for you? Sometimes you will go through cold periods in life, but that don't mean things won't warm up in due time. That's the first thing I'll tell you. The second thing I'll tell you, do what's necessary within the realities of your situation to bring those beautiful possibilities into existence. I grew up in a family, an extended family, that everything that they have may have meant nothing to the world, but when somebody gave you a piece of their something, it mattered to you. Talked to a family member that I hadn't heard from in years. Told y'all this about, I think it was Christmas, I think. Boo-hooed, ugly cried. Oh, my Lord Jesus. It was not the Braylon that you knew. But it was a Braylon that was in here. So the second thing I'll tell you is anything that needs to be released from within you is always something that needed to happen. This channel, our channel, need to happen for such a time as this. And how does that relate to live with richness? Richness is not determined by how many people think you're amazing. Because the one thought that they think that you're amazing, the next thought they could think you're horrible. So that richness has to come from within. That's the second thing I'll tell you. And finally, the third thing I'll tell you. Run eagerly into the sunshine, even when you know that there are clouds on the horizon. In the words of Sylvester Stallone, everything in life is not going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time. But it's not about how hard you get hit, but it's about how hard you can get up from when you get hit. Everybody gets hit. Yourself, myself, all of us. But you don't become a heavyweight without getting hit. You don't become a heavyweight without getting hit. Do y'all see? Y'all see my eyes? You don't become a heavyweight without getting hit. Have you ever wondered why all your bodily functions are working? Or working rather. Working is for Uncle Rhonda. That's her language. But do you ever wonder why your body functions are working? Because it comes from a higher power than yourself. You don't release yourself every day. You do, but how does that happen? You don't pump your heart every day. You think, but how does all that come together? It comes from the richness that you and I and all of us don't deserve a fifth, quarter, or a half of. And that is living with richness, or how to live with richness, according to yours truly, Braylon Lee. With that being said, I don't know how else to end the show, but I do know It's time for the best outro on YouTube. What a million total views party we've had tonight. With that being said, it is time for the outro that I've done over 1,473 times. It's about to be 1,474 times right from this space right here and right now. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you are always born a blessing. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why, it's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, we'll rise to be great together. And always remember, what you're doing: radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you're just recognizing it's not how long it takes for you to get to the finish line, but it's the endurance to get there. The race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but it's to those who can endure. Make sure the replay is not just right for you to watch it, not just right for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you all. I'll see you real soon. And one more thing. I want you to notice something. You notice who's not here? I want you to notice how many people have been around. There's 5 people right now. Because they want to be. So to anybody that's pursuing a dream, people may fall away, but just because they fall away don't mean that you're not somebody. I want you to remember that. Because there's a lot more people that I wish were here for this moment. And some of them maybe have been in the bushes. But just recognize that just because they may not say anything to you, just because they may not do this, that, and the third, don't mean that they ain't watching. So hell to the low to everybody. And just know, just because your accomplishment may not mean the highest of highs to the world, it should matter in your world. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's to come, for the blessings that are on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, and as a culture. I feel the love. I feel the love. And I send it right back to you all. I'll see you all here in just a little bit, because we got to talk about some daytime TV and the future, rather, of what can be. I love you. I value you. I appreciate you all. See you real soon. Good night, everybody. And that's how you do a motherfucking damn 1 million total views party. Love you all. Good night. Peace, everybody.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Sweet morning dew, one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. God, you were found. I come from your face. Our son is your son.
Welcome to the celebration.
we always got. I'll see that. Don't you leave here today with happiness. I want you to leave here with children.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn